Hello, everybody. My name is Ray. Welcome to the Evangelical Dark Web. I know it feels like 2 days since I've done a video, but that's not entirely true. I did have a video that was banned by the YouTube, and they gave my account a warning, and I believe that the warning was worth it. I'm going to show you the content that was not allowed to be published on YouTube. I really thought I could sneak one under the goalie, and not really thought. I just thought it was worth the risk to try to sneak one under the goalie. With regards to what they say is allowable with regards to the jab. So with that said, that didn't work out too well, but it's because the story was so important, so technical. I don't think I really could have avoided the algorithms like I generally do on a regular basis. So with that said, let me just do a brief rundown because we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about the SCOTUS decision, and we're going to talk about a personal update that I've not really had time to go through on this channel, but it is very important in the fight against branch Covidianism. I did say that I would have like two major announcements this month, although I said that those two announcements would come last month, but things just get delayed sometimes. So we're going to do that all in this quick little video. So let's just dive right into the first one. And that is Project Veritas exposes branch Covidian lies. This was the video that YouTube does not want you to see. It's doing pretty well on Evangelical Dark Web at the moment. And as you can see, this video has been removed for violating terms of service. And you can read the entire document here. Again, this is the Project Veritas document. You can get that on evangelicaldarkweb.org. This article, which will be linked in the description, assuming that this video too is not struck. But I'm not really going to talk. I'm just going to highlight the 5 main points. The story that I wanted to tell was that 5 lies were really exposed in this document dump. I mean, it's very detailed on the origins and stuff like that. It's very detailed on origins, the ineffectiveness of the government reaction and response, and how they knew this didn't work, and their knowledge of the origin as well. Everything, if you believe that the government was right about anything, you were wrong. Or if you believe that the government ever had good intentions on anything regarding this cold, you were wrong. They never had good intentions, and it's very obvious according to these reports. Just do my summary. The first lie that it really exposes is a creation account. Not only does it debunk the whole wet market theory, but it also tells the story of what really happened in the program, of what was going on. That the theories involving that were confirmed. Now, again, whether it was lab leak theory or bioweapon theory, that's undetermined. But we know that we have a better picture of what the creation account is, and that's verified by U.S. government documents. That's the key thing. This is U.S. government documents that got leaked. Lie number 2, Pope Fauci and Collins. These people are really evil. I just cannot stress that enough. They are evil. Francis Collins is evil. Anthony Fauci is evil. Peter Daszak is evil. All these people knew exactly what they were doing, and they knew it was illegal. Lie number 3, water droplets. This has to do with more the aerosol component, which is also why things that go over your face don't work. Lie number 4, early treatments. Again, they knew, and it documents when the government knew each of these treatments was effective, whether as a prophylaxis or a curative, or an inhibitor or a curative. They knew all of this. And the 5th lie, and that's the lie that probably got me struck, was vaccine gospel. Yes, it is a false gospel. Therefore, I will preach against it. And in the video, I did give a gospel presentation because this is a false religion we are up against. Branch Covidianism is a false religion. Now, some breaking news in the United States is that the Supreme Court has put a stay on the Biden vaccine mandate as it relates to OSHA. So that's pretty good news. Like, I realize it's not a complete victory. It's not a complete victory. We did not get the unconditional surrender that we sought out, or the complete annihilation of the enemy that we also sought out. We didn't get that. But we did get the mandates stopped against the general workforce. So those people like Jim Daly of Focus on the Family, he's a coward and he is completely unvindicated by this. I still hope he gets canceled for being a coward, but it appears that he will slip by, and he won't have to institute what he really probably wanted to institute. So we also see that the lawsuit will succeed, at least in part. So the OSHA thing will go away. That's good news. But the healthcare workers, they're kind of still screwed. So that's also bad news. They're screwed for the meantime. I don't know how, what the projection is on them being unscrewed, because this is a temporary ruling. Like, this is a ruling until the courts are finished with this issue. But for now, this is immediate relief. This is a win. It's not a complete win, but it is a win. And I think that's worth celebrating, at least in part. We take the wins when we get them. And it's, in the famous words of white man can't jump, it's better, I'm not one of those persons. I'm not like Wesley Snipes. I would rather win ugly than lose pretty. Whereas Wesley Snipes' character would rather lose pretty than win ugly. So, again, I'm on the Woody Harrelson camp in that. I also can't dunk, which is, kind of the joke in the movie. So, anyway, it's a win. It's an ugly win, but it's still a win. And along those lines, I want to kind of escalate the conversation. So last week, which would be January 4th is the official day that this happened, January 4th, and this was published on evangelicaldarkweb.org. I did not do a video on it, so I am trying to catch up my YouTube audience on things going on at Evangelical Dark Web. Evangelicaldarkweb.org, I published basically a press release about how I am running for local office. I'm running for County Commissioner of Carroll County, Maryland, and we're going to fight branch Covidianism on an institutional level. That is why I'm running. I'm running to not only fight it on a spiritual level, but I will fight it in the public square, in the churches, in the streets, in the fields, in the beaches, wherever they are, I will fight them. And that's what I want to do in this race. That's what I'm running to do, to prohibit vaccination passports, to fight vaccine mandates in the workplace, to fight all this stuff. That's why I'm running, to fight the mandates, to ban the mandates, to ban the lockdowns, to take preemptive measures to curb emergency powers of government. There are other more localized issues that I'm fighting, like critical race theory is another issue that I'm fighting. On that issue, there is a line between where the commissioner's power ends and the board of education's authority begins. But there are other elements of government where critical race theory can be a thing, and that's what I'm going to highlight in my campaign. Not only will I help the schools or help the fight to stop critical race theory in the schools, I will also do that in a broader scope of government. And there are a few other more local issues that I'm running on, but it's a very solidly conservative campaign in a deep blue state. So that's just a major update in my own life. And, you're my audience, so you deserve to know. And I'm taking a chance and I'm, putting my own words into practice. And I'm not going to tell you that I'm going to win, but I am working hard to win this primary. Because if I win the primary, I'm going to, I can just take a snooze and the tortoise won't catch up at the end of this race. Democrats might not even have an opponent in the general election. So that's how uncontested this seat is from a political standpoint, that it might actually be unopposed in the general, but it will be a contested primary. And I am putting in the legwork to win a contested primary. Luckily, I don't think my opponent is bad guy. I don't think he's a bad guy. Is he the right man for the time? I believe I am the right man for the time. And hopefully we can do some local reform. And if you can win locally, you can win nationally. Because Congress isn't going to save you. Congress isn't going to save America, and I mean that purely secularly. Like, I can't save people either, but Jesus can. And I also believe that politics is an avenue to share the gospel with people. So far, I've met a lot of people who are struggling to find churches that aren't going down the woke train. That is something I've observed on the campaign. In the brief few events that I've done, I'm doing another event after this recording. I'm going to another activist meeting. And again, it's huge. Huge. Win locally. Pay attention to your local elections, your local candidates. Pay attention to this because it's important. School board commissioners or executive, whatever your county government is, pay attention to that. And your sheriff as well, and your state's attorney. Those races really matter in your criminal justice system. Pay attention to these things. So those are just three things I want to talk about. Again, the SCOTUS ruling was a victory, not a complete victory, and I do not imagine that a 6-3 majority will flip 5-4 against our favor anytime soon, let alone a 6-3 against our favor. This is done. The OSHA mandate's done. It's dead. But we still have more to fight on this issue. So there's good news, but there's also a call to action. So I'm sharing what my call to action has been for this year. And I hope that inspires you to do the same wherever you are. Because, until Christ returns, we need to empty our magazine. We may be surrounded, but God is coming to our rescue. So that's all I got to say about that. My name is Ray. This is the Evangelical Dark Web. If you like this kind of content, also subscribe to the channel. The least thing you can do is like the video. The second least thing you can do is also subscribe to the channel. And, the most you can do is become a subscriber over at evangelicaldarkweb.org/join. That'll also be linked in the description below. You can support the Patreon-like system there as well. My name's Ray. This is the Evangelical Dark Web, and I will catch you on the next one.